All right, so you got your syllabus. All right, let's take a look at it. Thank you, appreciate it. Looks like you don't have anything due this week. And I guess because it's the beginning of class, they haven't really required you to read anything. Did your professor say anything in class?
No.
Okay. Well, you see here next week, it looks like you have to start the Epic of Gilgamesh. Do you know anything about that?
No.
Okay. So it's a little difficult to read. I'm sure you'll get.
Book? What is it?
It's an epic. It kind of looks a little bit like a poem, but it's long. It has many chapters to it, and so if we can get you started. A lot of times, especially with things that are written in a different time period than language. Have you ever been exposed like to Shakespeare in high school? Did you ever see any Shakespeare and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little difficult to read, right? Well, sometimes once you get that language part down and sort of get the flow, it's sort of like if you think a little bit like, I mean, not to be goofy, but rap music, it has its own flow, its own meter, its own thing. That's very similar to how some of these things are written back in the old day. It just is not our language, how we talk today. So one of the first things I'd really like to do is we're going to always use, it's called an exit slip. And I know it might sound a little bit like, what, this is elementary, but we really would like to use it here because ultimately, I know you play sport and you want to play your sport, but ultimately we want to see you grow academically too. So we sort of want you to take an interest. So if based on what you have to do today, based on what you're seeing in the syllabus and what we're talking about, like for next week, what do you think you should leave here knowing? By the time you leave here, what should you probably have an idea?
So, maybe I should know like what Gilgamesh is about.
Okay, so if you get, and that's a really smart thing for you to say because a lot of times, one of my English professors in college shared this with me, and it kind of was like a little bit of an epiphany. In high school, they make you read things, and you sort of suffer through it. In high school, did that ever happen to you? And he told me, and this was years ago. We didn't have computers back then. He told us to go to the library. There was this book that had book summaries, and he would tell us to check it out and read the summary before we try to read something like this, because then if we read the summary first, it would help us understand some of the language of the epic. So I think we'll do that. I think we'll start off today with the Spark Notes. So by the time, and sooner or later, I'm gonna probably give this more to you, but since we're just starting this, so today's objective is that you'll have a basic understanding of the outline of the Epic of Gilgamesh. So today I will have an understanding of the basic plot, we'll just say that way, the basic plot of Gilgamesh. All right, so do you think that's fair? If we okay, so we're gonna head for that. We're gonna put it right here as a reminder.
Okay.